Here's why Just Add More Value is terrible content advice for coaches. I'm Elle Beloved, and I'm a relationship-based business coach, and I help coaches and service providers attract more clients sustainably. It is rainbow o'clock here in my office. You might notice some rainbows floating around from my window prisms. Always love this time of day. So welcome to our magical video that includes rainbows this afternoon. One thing I want to talk about today is one of the key reasons that people get really exhausted and burned out and like they have no more left to give, even though they're really awesome coaches. They're amazing at what they do. They're a great hypnotherapists. They do energy work, healing work, and they're just phenomenal. But they get burnt out. They get tired of showing up for no clients in return, and they kind of don't get past the starting line. They don't reach the number of people that they really want to reach. They don't help everybody that they could help. And that's what I want to help you avoid today. The root of the issue is that we're trying to be everywhere and provide so much value without being anchored to a framework, to a core methodology, to a core set of principles that we operate from in our business. And it leads us to be really spread out, scattered. We don't know what we're talking about day to day. We just are posting on a whim. And sometimes that happens to work, especially given certain platforms, kind of like random content. But in terms of a sustainable, predictable strategy that you know will bring in clients, we need to be creating the bulk of our content from a core strategy that is based upon a framework that is the framework for your business, the work that you do with people, your unique method. Not the certification that you did, not I can help everybody. And this is what allows you to actually move past the hustle and the burnout and the exhaustion and into I can do this sustainably, into I know the strategy that works to bring in clients. And that's one of the key missing pieces to sustainable business building that I want to help you unpack today, how this might be showing up inside of your business. Here are 4 common ways that this shows up in your business when you don't have a framework, when you don't have a common anchor. The first is that we're doing too much teaching in our content, in our top of funnel content, or we're adding too much value. We want to just do a tutorial. We want to kind of give them some tips that'll help make the difference for them. And so we do too much teaching. That is not the most productive way to do marketing. The most productive way to do marketing helps people think about their problem differently. It helps them shift even what they think the problem is, introduces them to the real core problem, to a different solution. So rather than just trying to solve their problem with a post, which we all know is not possible, especially if you're doing work with people that is really core and deep and transformational, coaching, somatics, movement, hypnotherapy, EMDR, former therapist, even some types of yoga or Taoist arts. These types of things are very core and deep, and they require much more than just one post to solve. You and I both know that. The greatest support you can give them is to help them understand their problem differently, to help them think about solutions to their problem differently. And that's what makes good marketing content. That's the win-win. It serves them. It helps them in the long term get closer and closer to a solution. And it's also what converts to paying clients and helps people get closer and closer to a buying decision with you. And that's the foundation of regenerative business. It's good for them and it's good for you. Okay, the second one is a big one. I see this a lot, especially in certain sectors of the coaching industry, which is talking about yourself too much, your thoughts or your journey too much without relating it to your client's journey. There are sectors of the coaching industry that are very self-focused on the coach themselves. It's about their lifestyle. It's about aspiring to have their lifestyle. And it's all about talking about what they have because that makes you want to get it and learn from them. However, if you're here and you're heart-centered, I assume you've already left that space or have never been exposed to it, and you actually want to provide people with real value and with real transformation. And what has to happen in that case is a shift away from just talking about your journey or just talking about aspirational content and moving into speaking to how it's relevant to your people. So it's great to tell your own stories. Please do that. Please be yourself. Please talk about what brought you to this work 100%, but always do it through the lens of this is how it's relevant to how I can help you. Okay, the third way that this shows up when you don't have a core method and you don't have a core framework is that you end up posting a lot of random thoughts or whatever comes to your mind that day, rather than consistently positioning your method, your framework as the solution that they are looking for. And so you might wake up with some thoughts about dating app strategy, but are you connecting that dating app strategy to what you help people do? Are you talking about the specific framework that you use to help people find high quality connections through the apps? You might talk about how you learn to move past painful periods. You no longer have to experience those symptoms, but are you connecting it to your framework that teaches them how to use nutrition and movement to help them do the same thing in their life? Are you just talking about your journey and your experience, or are you connecting it to their experience? Are you connecting it through your own method, your own framework, to how you can help them? Building a framework is something that I can do more content on. If you're curious about it, let me know in a comment if that would be helpful. And that is the key piece that we help people do inside of our provider mastermind. So make sure you check that out, maybe get on the wait list. So if you are showing up consistently on all of the social media platforms, but you're still not getting clients consistently, you might actually be misusing those platforms. And so when you have a core framework and a core method that you're drawing from to talk about the work that you do with people and how you can help them, you still need to learn how to translate that into the specific social media platform that you're using. So each of them have little idiosyncrasies, have preferences, have things to do in the algorithm and not do in the algorithm. So make sure you're taking the time to learn how to engage with each of them appropriately. If this video has been helpful for you and you want to understand which mistakes you are specifically making and maybe some others we didn't talk about, make sure you download our free social presence self-audit, and make sure that you stay tuned for the next video where I will be talking a little bit more about frameworks and how they can transform your social media content, your social media strategy into something that attracts clients way more easily than what you're doing now.